Hello and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources. So at Republic, and today we have a record number of mods, 13. Not Friday the 13th, it's Monday the 13th mods. Right, so disclaimer, this is just what caught my eye, this is not promotion of anything. If you guys like it, you check all the mods, there's like 40-ish of them in the last 7 days, and this, I should have put even more, but this video would be really long. So disclaimer, just my personal opinion, guys, check all the mods out, we have a wonderful community. Let's get started. On za spinoj. I believe that's how it's pronounced. The RailwayStation Lipetsk. Railway station, southeastern railway, located in the city of Lipetsk. Its rather dear has original appearance. In addition to the station building itself, it accommodates hotel and cafe. They are not functional in the game, but if one day this is the way, I will be happy to include in the future. Yes, so if you, I don't know exactly how to do it. A lot of people do it. You have invisible buildings that can be literally just a dot building, and they can have separate entrances. This can be done. Now, first of all, this is a beautiful mod. Looks like it's worn down a little bit. The time it wasn't nice to it, but it looks really beautiful. Yes, personally, Vokzal. Personally, I'm going to be using this mod. This is absolutely beautiful, and of course, if you wish, you can build the invisible coffee shop and invisible restaurant, or transparent one that you can just put into this building. So it's possible to have a restaurant and a hotel here if you wish. Anyway, the model is really beautiful. Please keep it up. I will just compare the prices to the vanilla one. If we go to mod section all the way in the back where we keep the new mods, so we're gonna go and check it out real quickly. Lipetsk here, 337,000 rubles compared to vanilla one. If we go to vanilla section, if I ever learn how to use the new GUI, so 300 one more time, this is 337,000. If we go to railroad section and we find our railroad stations, they are way more expensive than vanilla ones, so this is definitely quite realistic, and it's gonna cost you a sweet penny to, or silver penny to buy it. Anyway, let's move on. Novu and Dairy Farm, a farm that uses cattle to make food instead of meat, works well with a cattle ranching mod, employs 40. Get your government cheese. right, there's a beautiful photo of a cheese as well there. So this is farm that uses crops and livestock to produce food. It's actually quite cool idea. I don't know why other people probably did. It was probably I missed it, but this is genius idea, especially if you combine it with your fields, farms around it. You can make this look quite beautiful. I'm gonna definitely give it a go. Now, how does it compare to any vanilla building? Well, it doesn't. There's nothing like this in the vanilla section. I'm gonna tell you, this one costs 17,000 rubles. It doesn't seem to be too expensive. It does consume both electricity, crops and livestock in order to produce this food, so it is it's quite unique in its appearance, at least to my knowledge. So you have to supply it with crops and livestock. If you build your fields or storage facility next to it, I think it's gonna work like a charm. Absolute beautiful building, and I will definitely use it myself. Check out the link in the description of the video. Bremer den Meister Monis, ERF 2 POS SBR 80 number 2 school. So we have a school here, model and texture, wonderful Meister Monis, converted to Workers and Resources by me. This is typical East German school from the early 80s, the peak of Eastern German standardized school, which combines the previous knowledge from the predecessors. School teaches an awesome 720 students, just like the real thing. There's a background, there's everything, a lot of details about this, so you're gonna have to go and check it yourself, all about this building. I won't spoil it for you, and you're gonna have to go and check out what the building is all about. Now, how much does it cost? Absolutely beautiful models. I love their work. I'm gonna say their because I love Bremer's work, and of course this is a model from Skylines, I believe, transferred here by Bremer. It has a unique collection feel to it because you have a lot of Plattenbau buildings from Eastern Germany in the mods, and Bremer made a lot of them. Now be careful to place it on a flat ground, because if you don't, they can be a little bit hovering in the ground, in the air. But anyway, how does it compare to normal school? If we go to our mod section and we go and try to find this school, just give me a second. Here we go. It's 8,000 rubles, 720 people, 20 staff, 28 teachers. So if we go to our school section, that would be for citizens, education. And our normal school costs 12,000 rubles. So the price is quite realistic. The capacity is a little bit on a high side, but definitely I trust the numbers, I trust Bernard. So again, this is something I will be using myself. Rural block of flats by Rob074. Rural block of flats housing 20 to 30 workers based on a real building in Elizuvka near Lublin and Lublin itself. Quality of flats 50 to 80%. They do not require heating, but they generate pollution without it. And you have a description in Polish as well. This is something that is this is my favorite mod, by the way, in this mod Monday, because I was really looking for something like this. 20, 20 and 30 people. We need these low rises between 2 and 3 floors. And of course we have new models in previous episodes, 7, 8, 9 story highs. And this is absolutely stunning. I love this. This is my favorite mod on Monday because I enjoy building these little buildings. Now let's try to see how does it compare to vanilla. So you have 30 workers, 7,500 rubles, and the other prices are more or less equivalent to that price. So we have 30 workers for 7,500 rubles. If we go to our citizen section and we try to find residential buildings for 30 people, we have here 6,700. We have another 4,200, so definitely more expensive than vanilla buildings of the same size. So something quite realistic, and you're gonna see it in my Let's Plays. For more details, please go and check out the link in the description of the video. Orphanage by Rob074. Orphanage based on a real building in Lublin, Poland, employs 150 workers and houses 45 children. Right, so we have 15 workers. Children are gonna go and be shown later on after workers are employed. You need to supply it with food, clothing, and meat as well. You have the cultural enjoyment and upbringing of your children. You can decide how you want to do this. This is actually quite beautiful building. I didn't explore much of the orphanage system, how it works, but this is going to give me a really good opportunity because I'm a fan of Mr. Rob's work. It's going to give me really good opportunity to explore in more depth how the orphanage system works. Of course, you have plenty of skins that you can change on the model, and you can check it in the link in the description of the video. Now, how does it compare to vanilla one? Right, so we have 35,000 rubles would be the vanilla orphanage that we can find here. And if we go to our mod section and we just go and check out Rob's orphanage over here, it's 13,000 rubles, 45 capacity, while vanilla has 160 capacity. Definitely comparable in the size of the building, because this building is a little bit bigger, I believe, a little bit bigger, but it has way more capacity. So something quite realistic that I'm gonna be using myself. Wild Bunny, old general cargo ship pack. Collection of all cargo ships includes motor schooner, Kitesh. Okay, that was close enough. Frankfurt class, EWL type 797, Windhurst type coaster / collier that comes in 2 different variants, and the Edenwood. I'm gonna show you all of this. Most of them are purchased in dollars, but you do have one of them that would be Kitesh. That's the one that you can actually buy in rubles, but the rest of them you can buy with dollars. So these are the ships you can see here. This would be the Kitesh, the one that you can buy for rubles. And then you have motor schooner, as you can see it here. We have the EWL type 797. We have 2 different Windhurst type coasters, one for general cargo and the one for loose cargo. And then we have type Edenwood ship with a huge capacity, 1,500 for crops. And the last but not least, the Frankfurt class ship. These are all of them are older type ships, and I'm going to show you what age you can buy them in. So you can see here, it's Kitesh. Kitesh would be from 1929 to 1976 for Soviet Union, and then you have the rest of them over here. You have from motor schooner 1901, 1957, and then you have 28 until 63 and 46, 72, and so on and so on. Looks like in mid 60s and 70s all of them are made obsolete, but they're really beautiful models, and this is something that I'm considering for my next Let's Plays, and this ship will be really useful. Anyway, if you want to check it out and well, we can compare the prices. We have Frankfurt class here. We're gonna go and check out the price of Frankfurt class. 2.5 million. This is quite expensive, and comparable ships would be, as you can see here, 6,200,000. They are comparably expensive. So this is a really expensive ship to buy, but it's definitely worth it if your economy can sustain it. So quite realistic. Bremert and Meister Morris HAL ESK 400 to 600 and 1000 to 1200 supermarkets. This is a mod. This is a two model supermarket. This is the Orphanage we already covered, but these are two supermarkets. You can see here 400 to 600 and 1000 to 1200. As you can see here, these are big shopping centers. They have decent capacity. They're on the bigger side, especially meat wise. I think usually supermarkets have much smaller meat capacity, but they are really beautiful models. Now, these models and texture is wonderful by the wonderful Meister Morris. Converted workers services by me, a pack of 2 standard GDR, DDR supermarkets, yada yada. The 2 include buildings have been named, original blueprints found, the supermarket was planned and built in HAL, hence the first 3 letters HAL. The 400 to 600 is a smaller, and the 1000 to 1200 in relation with different stocking staff and customer size. So you can see that this one has 30 and 20 customers. Do we have statistics? No. I'm gonna leave this to be discovered by you guys. This is really beautiful buildings, and of course the Eastern German collection, Plattenbau by Mr. Bremert, so it gives it additional charm to it. So go and check out the link in the description to find out more about this mod. And of course, how does it compare to vanilla? We're gonna go for our mod section, and we're gonna see all our shops over here, as you can see here with the letter K here in the corner. So 10,000 and 8,000 rubles. If we go to our citizens, and let's see if we can find the shopping centers over here. These would be the big shopping centers, 4 and 99,000. So it's in between. I believe they're quite realistic in their price, so definitely something you're gonna see in my Let's Plays. Link in the description of the video. Right, it has begun. WeTech 3T. WeTech 3T and local intelligence service. Nothing to see here, citizens, just fancy building with a parking space of 3 personal cars and somehow employs 12 people. Any reports of missing citizens showing up here and disappearing afterwards are fake news. Move along. quite ingenious. I like it. Anyway, so this is the new stuff in the game. We have local intelligence services, and there are more mods like this. I chose this one because of its simplicity. It's a really beautiful mod. Now, in order to make these buildings work a little bit better, you can always make it look nice, like building an asphalt square or something underneath, because this removes the grass that you have below it. You can always remove the asphalt, so you won't see the grass grow underneath, because once there's asphalt, grass doesn't grow there. Anyway, so you can see the beautiful building. It's modeled. I love to work as a security. This is a KGB, proper KGB building. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it to you to discover more about this building in the description of the video below. Can we even compare it to vanilla building? Right, so we have here the Secret Police 52,000. This building is much smaller than the Secret Police building, but we're gonna try to compare the price wise. We have 8,000. Well, it's quite more cheaper than the vanilla building, but I think it's not too unrealistic with its price. Definitely something to consider. You have a link in the description of the video. Pasha.Frollo 1990 power plant. Many thanks in advance for help, Andre 777Z. In the future, it's expected to be an update on the model of the plant, as well as the power plant running on fuel oil. A thermal power plant with capacity of 300 megawatts. So we're gonna check what it actually has. It has 300 megawatts. 300 megawatt power plant. It's absolutely enormous. It does require 180 people in order to operate. Right, what do we need about it? 300 megawatts. Wow. Okay, so you have two different versions of this power plant. I'm going to show you both. Well, they're actually the same. One has the electricity hoses on one side, the other one has electricity hoses on the other one. As you can see, the one that is placed has this, they're just mirrored buildings. So you have two different power plants here. It's absolutely enormous. It consumes 450 tons of coal with maximum production of 18,000 megawatts of power. That would be the maximum. It has 20,000 ton capacity, which is, I have to say, quite decent. So this is something on enormous size that will power your country for the generations to come. Anyway, this is quite expensive building. I'm going to show you here. So we have two power plants over here. It's just under 2 million rubles to build. 2 million rubles. It's detailed. It's beautiful, beautiful. Actually, kind of even reminds me of the Shadow of Chernobyl parts of the game where you're going to Pripyat. This is obviously a place where the coal is going to be unloaded when it's delivered, and it doesn't have a rail connection. That's an interesting one. It would be easier if it had a rail connection, but let's see if we have a conveyor belt connection to it. No. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. How are you supposed to feed this with trucks? That's gonna be a tricky one. You can see connections here. It does have cooling. Ah, here we go. Sorry, my bad. It has connection on this side, so you can have a huge, enormous storage feeding this monstrosity. Anyway, really beautiful model. So we said 2 million. Let's go if we can find energy-related buildings here. So we have energy-related buildings. Vanilla one costs 8 times less than this power plant over here and produces 1,400 compared to the modded one that we have here, 1,800. That would be 10 times more. 10 times more power. They're producing 10 times, or yeah, 10 times more power in this power plant. Anyway, this is enormous power plant, more than 10 times actually. If you wish to use so, it's going to be quite expensive. For more details, you're going to have to go in the link in the description of the video. Armenian pagan temple, Abelyan Hike 852, Armenian pagan temple in the village of Garni near Yerevan, works as a museum, employs 7 workers and can accept more than 200 visitors. The temple, built in the 1st century, collapsed after earthquake in 17th century and restored in 1970s. It's one of the main tourist attractions in Armenia. You have more details in different languages as well. You can clearly see improvement on Abelyan Hike's models. It's really beautiful. I can't wait to see more models. You have also more mods from the same author in the description of the video, released in last week, so don't miss out on those. But if you want to have a collection of Armenian buildings, you have quite few of the buildings there from shopping centers. I will not advertise this, but it really improvement on the models. Guys, you're gonna have to go in the link in the description of the video to see more models and more stuff like this. What about the price of it? The price is 37,000 rubles, works as a museum. If we go to our tourist section, in our tourist section, comparable buildings like museums, they are definitely in the similar price range. As you can see here, museum 59,000 compared again to this one that is 37,000. Definitely comparable price. It's not cheap to build, and definitely thumbs up from me. More secret police. So we have Rob 074 secret police. Loosely based on a real building in Loveland, Poland, employs 40 workers, can be equipped with 9 vehicles. You can see the parking space for all 9 vehicles over here, and you can see how the building looks like. Looks like a definitely secret police, like Lubyanka Square with the KGB. It has is this radio antennas? I believe they should be, for, you know, dispatching and stuff, whatever. Anyway, so secret police, this is of course beautiful building by Rob's. Of course it has different skins. I didn't even check the skins until now. Wow, okay, that's a really nice color schemes. All right. Anyway, if you want to have this model, it's gonna set you back a bit. I'm gonna go and check out the price of this one. So we have the secret police, 59,000 rubles. If we go for our citizens, state infrastructure, and 51,000. So it's more expensive than this building that we already have here in vanilla section. So as usual, Rob's has quite realistic prices and material requirements for the buildings. This is a little bit more expensive than vanilla, which is a big thumbs up from me. Build 1007 residential building type 1-464DM. Right, I present to you one of the most common series of standard residential buildings in Russia and CIS countries. The presented house type is okay. Series are located, are a local modification of all Union Series House 1-464D residential buildings. So there's a whole history about these specifications, different building statistics, all of that you have in the description of the video. Also really beautiful skins, which I'm going to demonstrate soon, and also setups that you can set up your buildings at. Now these can be connected in all different ways. They can be connected to each other. You can make shamrock shaped buildings. You can do whatever you want with these buildings. You have these central pillars as well. Each one of them has a different capacity for number of apartments and people living in there. As you can see, between 81, 95, depends on the height of the buildings or these corners that you're using. And of course they have different skins to them. I'm gonna check some of them out. You can see here you change this in facades. Of course there's murals on the buildings as well. I'm gonna go and show you some of them here. Let's see if we're gonna find some of them on this one. Here we go. This is just looks like a mirrored part of this building, and of course we have more and more. Oh, this one doesn't have any murals. Oh, curses. I did check out most of the buildings, and I did check out most of the murals here. Let me see if we have any murals on the other side. No, I don't think we would have on this side. This is just the front side. Of course I saw one of them having it as well. Let's see if I can find where they can be. These ones, let's see what changes when we try to change skins here. Okay, I give up. This one doesn't change anything. This one doesn't have any skins. This one does have skins, but no murals to it. Anyway, there's a whole pack of the buildings, decent height. I would say this is 9 to 10 story height buildings. These are 9-story high buildings. These would be 8, 9 as well, depending on what the bottom floor is. 52 people. Now let's check out the price of these buildings. There's a huge amount of buildings. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have another 8 and 7. 4 and 8, 12, 7, 19 different buildings. You can see the price is quite expensive compared to vanilla buildings, so this is definitely not in a cheaty section. It's not overly cheap, so and not everybody can afford it. 128,000 for the biggest building over here that can house 386 people. Actually, that's not even the biggest one. We have even bigger one. Here we go. This is the biggest one with 300. Oh, that's the same one, isn't it? 449 would be the biggest building we have in this pack. Anyway, so this is more expensive than vanilla buildings, and definitely gonna set you back. But if you want authentic late Soviet Union buildings, this is something that you should consider having. If you want to learn more about this, please check the link in the description of the video. Pend Oreille. Pend Oreille. It's the map time again. This is the north shore of Lake Pend Oreille in Idaho, USA. Let me know if you have suggestions for this map. It's an early release of it. I haven't tested it much yet. I made it on the testing branch, which was recently updated, so it may not work with a stable branch. Anyway, right, so why did I choose this map? This map looks gorgeous. First of all, you have these mountain chains over here that gives you a little bit of a canyon authenticity to it. We're gonna go and check out all of these. It has really nice vibe to this map. I think the details on this map are absolutely fabulous. Of course, it can be improved. It always can. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the map. I didn't find anything wrong in this map. But these canyons are not sharp canyons like we have in some Let's Plays that we have. They are actually kind of glacier canyons, or I don't know how to call it, these little things. But the whole canyon area here, it's not so steep. It wouldn't be so challenging to build roads here, and even cities. I can totally see even cities being built on these not so steep hillsides. Of course, there's a NATO border over here. This one is the normal one. It doesn't have any rail connection. It does have electricity. This one here has both rail, electricity, and road connection. And of course, we would have some of them on this side, because this is Idaho. Obviously, we have more connections to the NATO countries to trade with them. And don't forget, we do have the Soviet Union border, and of course we have a water crossing. So we have Soviet Union border over here, and of course quite tastefully made access to seas, to rivers. As you can see, we already built some shipping over here, and this is really beautiful. I love this map. It's really potentially even the one that we're gonna be playing in my future Let's Plays. Okay, what about the resources, I hear you say? Coal, iffy. I don't see any 100% coal on this one. Iron, also iffy. Not too much. It's gonna be struggle and challenge to get some. Oil, no 100% oil sources as far as I can see. They're all 50% or lower. Uranium, we have a little bit of dense uranium here on the islands and the western part of the map. They look like they could be over 50%, but I'm not 100% sure. And the bauxite is of course rare as well, so it's going to be quite challenging to play this map if you choose to do so. Anyway, definitely because of the beauty of the terrain that map maker used, I would encourage him to continue doing so in the future as well, because I have a really positive vibe about this map. It looks really wonderful, so please continue doing the voodoo that you do so well. If you have any improvements, please let us know. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, notification bell, ring it, comment section, hit it, and if you want to support the channel, you have description of the video. My favorite mod in this Mod Monday, once again, is the rural buildings from Mr. Robs. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.